didn't do any of that. All you did was listen to the Innocence Project, the organization that has time and time again lied to you to defend murderers. In some cases, the people they defended went on to commit more crimes.
This is going to be the most dishonest framing of the Innocence Project possible. Benjamin over here seems to be of the belief that the Innocence Project is just a bunch of hucksters, because there have been instances in which the people they have exonerated have committed crimes after they were released. I want to explain what should be a very simple concept to Benjamin over here. That doesn't fucking matter. If you are wrongfully convicted of something and then later on commit a separate crime, that doesn't change the fact that you were wrongfully convicted and therefore should have been exonerated. If people exonerated by the Innocence Project go on to commit separate crimes afterwards, that doesn't suddenly make them guilty of the crimes they were exonerated of. This is like saying you help somebody fix a flat tire on the side of the road and then they go on to commit a hit and run, that you're somehow responsible. If you were in prison for something that you did not do, and then DNA evidence exonerates you, which, by the way, is how the Innocence Project exonerates wrongful convictions, you should have still been exonerated, because you were in prison for something that you did not do. What the fuck is Ben even trying to imply here?
They are quite literally causing people to die by lying to defend murderers, and you guys still believe them.
I have absolutely no idea what the fuck Ben means when he says that they defend murderers, by the way. I'm unaware of any instance in which the Innocence Project exonerated someone who was later found to be guilty of the thing that they were actually exonerated of. Maybe he's talking about people like Stephen Avery, who's probably the most famous person exonerated by the Innocence Project. He's the subject of a very sad docuseries called Making a Murderer. In 1985, Stephen Avery was wrongfully convicted of a sexual assault charge and then went on to serve 18 years out of a 30-plus year long sentence before being exonerated by the Innocence Project in 2003 through DNA evidence. And that DNA evidence didn't just exonerate him, it also pointed to the actual assailant in the case, which, by the way, happens in 165 or 44% of all their DNA exoneration. 44% of the time they find the actual assailant. This is the same group of people that Ben is framing as just a bunch of lawyers defending murderers. Where the Stephen Avery case gets controversial is that 2 years after his release, he was arrested and then subsequently convicted of a separate murder charge. But whether or not you believe he was guilty or innocent of this crime does not change the fact that he was previously wrongfully convicted. And so I think it is fucking morally repugnant to frame scenarios like this as the Innocence Project just defending murderers. I mean, what are we supposed to be, fucking prophets? So I'll even give it to Ben that it could very well be possible that the Innocence Project has exonerated people that were actually guilty of the crimes they were exonerated of. But I think overall, their work is still good. Because me personally, I believe it is better to have guilty people on the streets than it is to have innocent people in prison. We know for the fact that the Innocence Project has indeed overturned wrongful convictions of innocent people. And so I think overall is a good thing. Ben